Alright, so now we're going to go into the binding process of the Robot RRevo Kit. We already did the electronic connections. We have everything connected. I have now raised the robot actually slightly off its wheels, just so the wheels can't touch the ground. I'm going to go ahead and just pop the receiver off its Velcro so we can get a little clearer access to it and we can see it. I have my Allen wrench handy for turning the main power switch on. And I've also, excuse my reach, we've got the radio together with the batteries inside. Good to go. Make sure you turn it on. See a green light. Good to go. Alright. So what we're going to go ahead and do is the battery's plugged in, everything's plugged in, so it actually has the battery in there. Now during storage, you're going to want to unplug the battery and not have it plugged into the main system, as well as put it in a storage state, but we'll go over that in the battery charging and care. So the first thing to do is the rage bridge is plugged in because the receiver needs power and it's getting it from the rage bridge. Take your bind plug, and I go ahead and put this on the last auxiliary channel here. And now that that's in, it's gonna, when it turns on, it's gonna be in a bind mode. Now, without the radio on, you don't need the radio on. Go ahead and power up the robot. We get power. You see the LED, the green LED lights up. You see there's also going to be a rage bridge light that's blinking there. That fast blink means it doesn't see a receiver, but it's giving power to the receiver, and you'll also see that the receiver is now blinking. Now you want to watch that receiver blinking. So next step of the bind process, with the robot still on, take your radio. Right here you'll notice a bind button. It actually says bind range test. You're going to press and hold that. And with it being held, you then turn the radio on. Now watch the receiver light. You'll see that it automatically connects. Once that happens, you can let go of the bind button. I go ahead and set the radio to the side. I now turn the robot back off. I pull the bind plug out. I turn the radio off and then back on. So you have to cycle the power of the radio. And with this on, this is a normal turn on procedure. You turn the radio on and then the robot. So we're going to turn the robot back on. And notice that we now have a solid light and a solid light, as well as the rage bridge is doing a less frequent blink. And that means that it has signal and everything's good to go. Also thing to note on the radio itself is to make sure that these are in the center locations as best as possible. Battery cover came off. Alright, so make sure these are the centers, good to go. And now we can actually, it's bound, and we can give it a little bit of a test drive. Now watch the wheels on the outside. I move forward, both wheels move forward, move back, both wheels spin back. Now I'm going to go to the right. And we'll notice that this wheel goes backwards, this wheel goes forwards, meaning it will spin to the right according to the joystick, as well as left. It goes left. Some minor things, if you do this very, very slowly until it just starts moving, they both start moving at the same time, backwards. So a little adjustment in this trim, you can get that, as well as turning. Notice one side turns a little sooner. They turn at the same time. On their side they turn the other way. So just a little bit of adjustment. We have everything under control, and it seems to work great. A good test is to hold the stick to the side and let the motors go. Turn the radio off. And with the radio off and the stick being held, the robot should stop. And you'll also see that the rage bridge is blinking, meaning that it's in safe mode, meaning it lost signal and it failed safe properly. Turn the radio back on. Connects, we get the slow blink. Everything is beautiful. And again, we have control of the robot. So in fail-safe, that's the normal test. You spin in place, turn the radio off, and it fail-safes. Everything's good. Turn the radio back on, we get a connection again, and you're in control again. Perfect, bound, ready to go. Now we just need to talk about some battery care and maintenance and charging. Thanks.